Hey everyone, this is Malkazer returning with another installment to the Final Fantasy XIV story playthrough. Last we finished the main Shadowbringers storyline. We defeated Emet-Selch/Hades and had a very satisfying ending. I'm going to take a couple minutes here. We're going to clear out some of our gear. I don't have any retainers, but I'm going to go get some because I'm tired of carrying around all this stuff I don't need. So a couple years ago was the last time I played a new character, and they actually forced you to get retainers as part of the main story. Apparently with the updates, that is no longer the case. So you have to actually go manually do it. You get 2 for free, and I think you can get up to 10 total, but every single one beyond the 2 is an extra fee monthly. That's usually only useful for people who play and craft like everything, because you'll see when I think there's a way to get retainers up here. You'll see. Is there a retainer vocate up here? There's a summoning bell. Let's see. You've not yet hired a retainer. I think you need to go to one of the main cities in order to get it. So let's go to Limsa. Retainers are pretty interesting. Not only are they essentially your bank space, so you can load them up with things you don't want to carry around, but you still want to keep. They are also the way that you sell things on the market board, which is the player-driven economy of the game. And on top of that, you can also send them out to do their own kind of quests. I'll show you when I get to one. All right, wait for everyone to load up. I think this right here is where the retainer vocate is. Maybe not. Thought I was waiting for NPCs to load up. Maybe it's over here in the other area. I'll find them. Don't you worry. Where is the retainer vocate? Did I miss it? I don't see it. Unless they changed how you get them as well. Which is entirely possible, but again, they don't force you to get them anymore, so there's really no way to figure it out. Yeah, see, I was there. It was taking a while to load up. Retainer vocate. Blah blah blah. Got a retainer. Hire retainer. I have 2 retainers. You can customize them however you want. Just like you can customize your own character. I'm just gonna as well. Yeah, that's fine. Not gonna worry too much about the appearance data. Oh, no, I don't want to save it. No, I already have it saved. All right. Independent. Hire this retainer, yes. Oh, that's right, you have to nickname them as well. I wonder if you can change it. I mean, later I know you can release retainers, so it's not a big deal if I really wanted to customize, but I'll just name her 1. So I know which one's which. The name's already taken. Oh, come on. Whatever, some name. Watch that be taken too. Yeah, exactly. Another name. An additional name. Good. Alright, so now I can use the summoning bell any place to summon my retainer. Bring her over. Do a lot of things. So you can send out adventures. You can give her items and gil. So I'm gonna want to trust items. Let's give them. I don't need most of this stuff. They actually have more room in their bank space than I do. They have 175 slots and I have 140. Right click twice. Perfect. All right, I have a lot more room now. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and continue the actual story now that I have that taken care of. We're gonna head back to Moradona. Never remember exactly where it is. Kurthus. Having a hard time right now for some reason. Where is it its own thing? Revenant's Toll. That's why it's all the way at the bottom. Dang it! I used the Aetheryte ticket. Oh well. No big deal, I guess. Alright, let's go speak to Tataru. We'll go ahead and begin the post-Stormblood, or the Stormblood Shadowbringers content. Malkazer, gods, it's good to see you. I hope you being here means you've had your fill of rest. More than my fill. Well, you've certainly earned it. Now, what has happened since your last visit? I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and that the Empire's shown no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Great, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask for Flamen to join us. He wants to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. I'm on top of you. Ah, Malkazer, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I'd be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how I've longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. Is there some voice acting over here? Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle, this girl who Thancred named Reen. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Alexera, I might ask a favor of you when next you return to the First, to tell Irene what I cannot. To tell her, thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Hey, what's up, dude? Real. Real, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I have not had a peep out of him, and it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking my way through Gimlet now the fighting's died down. Guys know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. In your road, I just thought I'd let you know. Now, I'd best be. Ack, I nearly forgot. Growls at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. I was getting ready to examine him again when I left. We best head back then. I'm sure it's important. That was a weird noise. You usually get that noise when someone invites you to a free company, but... It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct? Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share on your return.
Wonder if there's an easy way to get back to the First without having to teleport. Oh, let's go ahead and follow this breadcrumb and see if this gives us anything. Ooh, I have mail. Where is the mail delivery? Oh, there it is. Learn the emote, eat pizza. Heck yeah. Do it again just for good measure. I'm gonna move that over here. Heck yeah. Alright. So according to this thread that I looked at, it said that if you go back over here to St. Quenix Find, should be somebody over here. Maybe it's this person, the gatekeeper. Yep, Circus Trench. You need to use it again? Yep, there we go. Takes a few more seconds, but it saves you 1,000 gil. Hey, dude. Surprise. Ah, Magazura, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. It's been a month for us. But of course it wasn't. Go on. Our corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. It is but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Get some voice acting. Take a drink. Well, looks like Alize has something to say. Everyone's talking.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Perfect.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Loose ends.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
You try it again, get their bodies. And then they can attune and go back and forth like I do.
I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
We don't even know if that's sure.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
That's right, unless I say so. You tell him.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Yeah.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend.
He doesn't believe in me.
Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White auricite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
We just destroyed our last one.
We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Really?
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
How convenient you bring this up now. Hmm. 500 item level weapon. Take the money. Already replacing the weapon I have. It's a pretty big increase too. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the place we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange a boat to carry us there. Whilst the journey is thither, I think it best that I devote my energies to the creation of white auricite. By their leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Is it a dungeon? Oh. I'll save me some money. I thought he was talking about, like, the world I'm from, the source. Why do they name the lake the source as well as the world? This adds to the confusion. Let us begin. Bum, bum, bum. Maybe Bismarck's back. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host of familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different. Which is why I propose we march to the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? We can't honestly think barging and looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations, were I them, I'd be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, or less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. So, fighting it is. Weapons drawn it is, then. Well, I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in the rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised, your moods invariably improve when Malchezaar is around. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It is only natural that we be pleased to see him. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we finished here. Of course, then let us proceed to the palace. The Grand Cosmos now available, so it's probably dungeon. Let's see if I get access to it via trust. Heck yeah, I do. He's an all-rounder. I don't know what that means. Oh, he could be any of the three. Actually, I've never taken him. Insufficient item level. What item level do I need? 430? Wait a second. I can't even do it. Where? What? I need to replace some... What? Okay. I hate it when I run into these. Or they just like, here's a gate for no reason. Well, I guess I'm heading to the market board. Is there one in the Crystarium? Hunt board, a trader. Yep. Stupid. No, do not use my free ticket. Hey, no worries, Toki. Thanks for the lurk, man. Okay, so I need to head over to the markets. One of the unfortunate limiting things about this. Okay. It just sucks you have to deal with this. Why can't it just be like, yeah, here you go? No worries. My main thing I'm going to try to replace is I have 375 bracelets, so I'm going to see if I can find something. Let's see how much these guys are. That's actually not too bad. I was expecting to spend a lot more, 37,000. That may push me right over where I need to be. What about these ones? Yeah, these ones are better. I'll take that one. Retainer, there's a retainer. Vocate here. I could have just gone there. I always forget if it goes to my retainer. Oh. Feo Ull's my retainer here. I think I have to go to the mailbox. That's been a while since I've had to use that. Where's the mailbox? Over there, in the crystalline mean. Okay. Oh, all these blue quests showed up. Not worried about them right now. Let's see. Crystalline mean. Up these stairs, maybe? Or it looks like you are, is up here. Yep. Or did it just go straight into my inventory? It went straight into my inventory. Look at that. Oh, that was a big jump. Now I'm good. All right. So let's go to trusts. I don't want to do Emerald. I'm going to do... Why isn't it? I don't even know what this is. I have to go back out. Okay. But I got what I needed. Hopefully that's the last time I'll have to deal with like some kind of gating like that. All the way back over here. Okay, let's try this again. More party.
Very well.
All right, here we go. There it goes. Wondering what took a second for it to show up. Where was this thing? I think it would be on the map. I think I'm still at 100. Like it actually doesn't go away between dungeons. I may actually have some poetics to spend too. I'm getting pretty close. Maybe something worth it there. Should you value your lives, you'll quit this place at once. Now be gone with you. Well, I'd say we're off to a fine start. Perhaps, but how long our good fortune holds remains to be seen. A little bit of lag there. From age's sleep, I bid thee rise. Time for single targets. Still no experience been given. Maybe it's because I'm in a trust, not a dungeon. So using this food is actually not that useful. Presence chamber. Okay. I assume these are going to fight me. Bring out of them a swift demise. Bam. Looks like they're focusing on that enemy, so I will throw some damage on this guy. Boom. Chests? No. Look how they make a mess of my floors. Swish and flick, my lovelies. Swish and flick. You and I remember those brooms and their owner quite differently. Oh, yeah, Ishtola, how quaint. They remind me of Master Matoya's brooms. Swish and flick. Cross of blades. Okay, what's going to fight us now? I call forth blades to run them through. Look at their faces. Aw. They have like 5 eyes or something. Yep. You're telling me, Stola. Where's he going? Just randomly warn away and attack someone? How uncool. Okay. Anything back here? Oh, that's the entrance. Okay. This is huge. Right, 2 of these guys. Still more efficient to do these because it's a total of 260 than it is to do one that's just 250. Let's throw a Goring Blade on both of them. There's something taken down on both. Huh. Brave Knights of Eld, tried and true. I didn't even see that little thing. Every single one of these green things should be voice acted, but that's just me. And I'll say it every single time too. Okay. First boss, see what we have. If you insist on making a mess of my place or my palace, then you leave me no choice. Seeker of Solitude. Okay, so we're going to deal with some brooms, looks like. Ow. That was a tank buster and a half. Dang. That hits everybody, okay. Come, my lovelies. There's filth that wants for cleaning. Oh, oops. Won't step in that stuff. Oh, damn it. Just swisharoo. We gotta dodge the brooms. Don't stand near them. Ow. Here, I'll heal myself. You gonna drop a pancake or just drop an AoE? Just an AoE, okay. Oof, even with my rampart up, that hit like a truck. Such pernicious stains you are. No matter. Don't stand on those. And when the brooms hit them, they will explode. Not explode, but I'm just gonna avoid being near them when they do that. Yep. Saw that coming. Yep. I think I got your number. I don't have my thing. Oof. Scared there for a second. You're gonna heal me or you're gonna do something else? Oh, Alphino's dead. That's the problem. So we're going to lose this. Okay. That's cool. Are you going to heal us? I need you to heal us. Said you can jack of all trades. And done. Yep. Saw that coming. That's what happens when your healer dies. At least most of these guys are dead, or all of them are before the boss, so I can get right up there. What'd you say? Stains must be purged. Yeah, they speak in reverse, much like the original rooms in the original Final Fantasy. But if you actually read it backwards, you can see what they're saying. Yeah, so like Sema is what a mess, what a mess. Time to work. Yep. Zero cattle, nice. And weird how every single thing you get hit by in Shadowbringers gives you a debuff of vulnerability. Wish it would tell you like how much damage is reduced by what things. That way you know if it's useful or not. Like, oh, I use my reprisal to make it so they do 10% less damage to everybody. But is it actually worth it on certain things? Dang, I'm just getting wrecked over here. And Alphino is about to get killed too. What a special fight. Ow, I didn't even see that coming. Here, I'll use my thing to heal myself up. There we go. Get away from the brooms. Oh, you insufferable. Insufferable with a lot of you. I'll spare you. But only this once. Now leave me be. Wait, we only wish to talk. And acquired Sheltron Mastery and Enhanced Intervention. What do those do? Upgrades it to Holy Sheltron, which block incoming attacks, grants Night Resolve, reduces damage taken, grants Knight's Benediction, and gradually restores health. Interesting. A much better version. For the first few seconds, I take less damage, and it lasts for 8 seconds this time. That's what a huge buff. And then the other one was Enhanced Intervention. Extends the duration of intervention to 8 seconds. Okay. Grants Night Resolve to the target, reducing damage taken by 10%. Very nice. And gives them the heal. So just better all around. Very nice. So you press onward? How foolish. There's this giant thing that was in this wherever you were, and no one could see it. Her Grace's gardens as beautiful as ever. The path makes a curious pattern, not unlike a magic circle. With wings of dreams, I bar thy path. Alright, checking my phone at the same time. Multitasking. Let somebody message me when they didn't. Bell Porksy. Aw, it's a flying pig. Sorry, piggies. Boom. I conjure forth the garden's wrath. Come on. Wrong button. Again. No, they're garden bombs. That's what they are. Boom. Oh, we're gonna fight over here. More of those same guys? Hold them fast with thorn and vine. Kaboom. Getting all these things that aren't useful to me. Death's embrace, their souls consign. Oh, he's rhyming. Hang on, it's a little toasty in here. I'm gonna go turn on a fan. Be right back. Hopefully that'll help. Second boss. Then if Sith, Lena and Sith, these cretins have sullied the sanctity of your garden. They must be dealt with. They certainly have a gift for creating familiars. If only there were not so many. Okay. Come then, little ones. Let me show you the delights of my garden. Storm of color, okay. Ode to lost love. Uh-oh. Cool. Make sure that those aren't on the green. Gotcha. Thanks, Trust Guys, for showing me what to do, even though you've never been here either. And that hits everybody. You know you guys can do damage while you're waiting for that. Grow, my children, grow. Show them the glory of your splendor. Well, it's going to push it this way, right? So I'm going to put it over here. Yep, it pushed the... exactly what I thought was going to happen. Ow. Aw, you like teleported back. Oh, you're right next to me. And finished. I shall bloom again. Mayhap now we have sown the seeds of interest. The garden is ruined, ruined. Mark my words, you will pay for this. Summon thee from flesh of stone, a Draco statue. Is he just gonna smack me? Confutio! Kaboom! Fire breath. Okay, now he does something else right as he's about to go down. It doesn't matter which way I go up. Doesn't look like it. I'm wondering maybe one side had like a treasure chest or something. Not seeing anything. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Okay, so I can't go in this door. I have to go around this way. Fight some more. With wings of dreams to grind their bones. What am I doing with that? Why do you persist? Why will you not leave me be? I can but wonder how lonely they must be. Spectral servants. No chests in there, no chests right there. Knights immortal, heed my call. These the intruders who disperse my hall. Well, what am I doing? I need to be doing AoEs. Looks like Sir Mothbert might be healing, but I'm not seeing any cures because they're the only ones with a staff. Nope, it's a black mage. Good. Bang. And by the king's judgment, see them fall. Oh, hello. Sir Hemoth, Sir Finnebert, Lord Tolthawil. Oh, there it is. Sir Hemeth is the healer. Metric to single target that one. Nice. Sir Finnebert is a Lancer. I wish you could command them which target you want to take down. There. Took down your spirits. Oop, treasure chest. More materia. I see you cannot be dissuaded from your misguided path. A pity. Reminds me of Karazhan. You have facilitated these halls long enough. Come, Lugus. Our guests yet want for company. Come, Lugi. Cool. Insatiable flame, Lugus. Bum, 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 bum. Exarch. It's as if we're glimpsing into the past. All right. I do believe we now have not only their curiosity, but their attention as well. And we had best not waste it. Okay, so there's a bunch of things I'm seeing here. I see 2 velvet draperies, one over there, one over there. A gilded stool, a grand piano. And 4 plush sofas. I wonder what to do with those. We'll find out. Go, Lugus. Turn them to ash. I care not how. Otherworldly heat. Captive bolt. Let's see what that does. Oh, is this a tank buster? Yes, set them alight with your undying flames. Burn bright until they are not but cinders. Okay, so you pass it on to the items. Okay. Interesting. What does that mean? Oh, is he gonna switch slash? 1, 2, 3, 4? 1. 2. 3. And 4. Come after me, then I can move out of the way. Alright, cool. And it lit that thing on fire, so you should avoid putting them in front of the fire. Pulling blade. I don't have anything big, so here we go. Oof. Crystal chandelier. Something else to burn. Otherworldly heat. Okay, so I'm on fire. So I need to go find... I need to go to the Velvet Drapery. There we go. Got it. I got your number, buddy. Bum, 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 bum. Aw. Next is Alphino. Next is me. I don't want to burn the stuff. Thank you. Tankbuster. Otherworldly heat. I didn't even get touched by that, but whatever. Fire's domain. Come on, guys, focus on him. We might be able to finish this off. Just gonna stand there. I see. Got it. Here, I'll throw one of these at you. Kaboom. And we are finished. Nice. That was kind of a cool fight. Bum 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 bum. You guys have anything to say for me? See what they said at the end there. Oh, nope. Yep, I have to go spend some poetics. Oh, look at that. Something actually offending. And it actually is better, unfortunately. Doesn't look as cool. Doesn't look very paladin-y, if you know what I mean. Clap, clap, clap.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
That's the right guy. Yep.
It's good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain.
Digging into him already.
But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in the most urgent matter.
Sake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
Whatever. What a waste of time.
Only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Dang. All those italicized words are ones used with dogs. I get it. Sit, heal, beg.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me, what horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Refuse all you want. We won't lie down and accept.
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am. No. Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you.
Well, what would be the equivalent?
It calls upon you to join us at the Crystarium. I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Or like in an area where no one else is. This is pretty secluded and secret. But okay. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beck Lug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I've never sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the Numo with us. Had he not, Beck Lug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. Keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. We mustn't dally here any longer, Malchazar. If Beck Lug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. No teleports. I wish when you teleported in, like especially to a city where there's a lot of smaller Aetherites, it'd be like, which Aetherite do you want to teleport to? It'll save you a little bit of time. I have a tail.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
I'm dense. What you just said.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin-Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself.
How convenient.
As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
Nope.
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. Not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
You insist. Gosh.
It'll be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Am I gonna nod at him? Nope, I'm just gonna stare longingly. Now, Kith. Alright, Backlog, what do you need from me? You've spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? I was gonna die. White Orisite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the oversight. They very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these foe bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which would be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted with sin eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Ooh. Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? I might or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. And I'd be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianji in creating the requisite oversight. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beglug as necessary? Yep, he and the twins. Let us make for Amarang then. What am I doing? I just need to teleport. I'm not going to worry about going to like the oh. Gilmore. The Amaro. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about going over there to, because then I have to fly anyway, I think. This is much faster. And it's not too bad, only 238 gil. Not a big deal. Alright. Backlug. So this is Halric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously toward the light. Toward stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light, he will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... It was mumble. Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? One that requires me to go get stuff. In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. For some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Verbert. Then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. It does not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Oh, he just happened to have it on him. Dot, dot, dot. Just blinked at you. It seems the tonic has had no effect. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Oh man. I feel warm, and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Pew. Tail. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then. 'Tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of the light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There's a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it would take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Well, the guy is a professional right there. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it would be possible we could find a way to hasten their recovery? Are you looking at Alphino? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Money. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage at the Royal Court of Verbert, and that my soul craft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do, a comforting thought indeed. Let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. You think it can be done? Were the skies still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise of futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Yep, everyone's nodding. I admire your spirits. Very well, your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. That's what I thought. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. Talk to Theo Ull. You don't mean go play with the pixies? Pixies took quite a liking to us before. If you humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. ... Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg. Well, I never thought you would be in one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the new Mo of Pla-Eni. They'll be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? So what am I going to do then? The clay. There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Alright, what do I need to do? Clay from Almarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Can ask the miners at Twine. Ah yes, they'll be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I'll see if there's aught else I can do to learn of the stagnation, which afflicts the people here. What's going on with my head in the stream? Ah. Too shiny? Probably. A little schwatty in here. Malgazer, well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talos, then Trolley you lot took to Nabath Arang. The Trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Whoever man that Chai knows, he seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Malkazer here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? And I see, and this familiar requires clay from Emerang. We'll look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Baran mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you can do worse than to look there. I can read. Hang on a second. Let me see if turning off one of these lights will do anything. You know, I'll just leave it like that. That's not too bad. Maybe I have too much light. Especially right now because it's during the day. Nice to actually have some natural light in here. Maybe turning off more of these would be good. Not too bad. Let's leave it like that. How about that? Now it's beat on. Unless. For lumps of pristine clay. How would I know what pristine clay looks like? How convenient. They happen to all be right there. Oh yeah? Whatever. Hit me with a sanguine bite. I don't care. And kaboom! The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and water, and then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it'll be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Eklug, I have a question. In the event that we had a need of the spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Ulrich and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrat more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Malchezair? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all for Halric, for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind to the matter. Alze shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Yes. He's excited.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
You were there when we fought one.
Floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Dang.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Whistle, whistle.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies.
What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
There it is. It's the real deal.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
What's she gonna name it?
A name.
Isleen.
Right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Angelo.
Mother,
It worked for a second. How is he, Bedluck? Did it work? Or Backlug? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. Whereas not to see if a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I'd jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, you must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I'll need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation. Thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Auracite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Backlug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Doesn't that sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save only in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one of the source who could desperately use such treatment. Abu. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul is suffused with earth aspected ether instead of the light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there might be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? Explain, explain. Explain, explain. I see, his condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this does not to discourage you, you understand, but remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with her treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug and see if you can't make some headway with our newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I've found you. There he is. What's up, dude? Cashier, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returned to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklug. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore is at stake. I'm only getting 22,000 experience for these. Is it because it's before Endwalker? Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Let's not keep her waiting, eh? Actually, while I'm here, I want to see if I can get something with these poetics so I don't go over my limit. Wonder who the poetics vendor is. Materia vendor, gear exchange. Let's start with gear exchange, maybe. Nope. Used to the wrong person. Splendors. Or splendid tool. I think that's crafting. Gotta be gear exchange, but which one is it? What's rain exchange? Oh, you could buy a rain. And then you use that to trade in for weapons. Is there really nothing I can just buy straight up with poetics? Looks like Neoish Guardian is like the next level of stuff. Is there nothing to spend them on? Doesn't seem so. Never mind then. Let's get back to it. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I did not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Easy peasy. She is. I have a tail too.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
What's the problem?
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
But he didn't want it, so he ran away.
But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
Dead. But whatever it is, he wouldn't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Or we can still go look for him. Come on. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen him, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I'll meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Master Chai, well, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood. Concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vothry's apparently not inexhaustible stores of mail and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assure Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore. Which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Where's the way down without actually teleporting? That's one way to get down. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vothry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course, or that you and yours should still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the Derelicts and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well, and I, for one, will welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Oh, sorry, I thought I saw something up there. I recall a man fit that description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down at the Derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, and clothing, there was plenty to tell. We went high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. The folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the Derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he's headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Go find Alphino. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the Bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for all of Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical then that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Algazer, if we would go and make inquiries on right, I shall do still likewise in Still Tide. 8 ton to leave to you, Cashier. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to be this next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, but if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Oh. How do I get up there? Platforming. Now I can worry about it. Alright. Fastest way. Actually, it looks like this is just as close. Just do that. I'm just going to fly over. Why not? Enjoy some of the music. Maybe find a spot up here to be a likely destination, but I don't see one. Music sounds a lot better now that the light's gone. Probably gonna be inside somewhere. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, right in the middle. I guess it's ridiculous. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of mail, the chance of a lavish life among the free, and Vothra thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the seniors came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothra's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend. Try News, was it? I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after. That was that. Any viewpoints up here? Yep, there's one right there. We paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Cashier and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he has left to go beyond Amity. Come, if we are quick, we might yet catch up with him. And there he is. Alcazar, Alphino, cashier, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Well, I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea in her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you have been elected mayor, and from what we gather from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia, that much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I've secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I've already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I'm certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you, should he require convincing. We believe in you, Master Chai. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore. That dream's gone now, perched like a bubble, or a boil more like it. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. Ooh, spooky. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot at Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way, if you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, a lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. Why are you looking at Alphino? But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he is an Amity? Brendan is his name, and yes he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided that his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. Evranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Brendan was the left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. Said he needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, it might not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity. Maybe it'll shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we could start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he'd be willing to talk to us. Chores. You guys teleported. How convenient. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask after Rendon? I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to challenge, the city would very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore together. And that is still my wish. And given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, a little patience for anyone who he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was headed towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer, nay, not even a maybe. Pit 8. You walked this half a mile. What is this, a grave?
Well, it's you again.
No, the voice acting.
Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vothri's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vothri. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Unnecessary comment.
Your sentiments are admirable, yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vothri was creating, and so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vothri's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with VOR3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Right then. Is there a particular issue you'd have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes. Mail being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not likely to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. What do you got? A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, for means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinese. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you'd ask them to rebuild, you must provide them with the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need to in no time at all. Cover his face. Brennan is quite right. Building Talos from scratch requires time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose to make use of long-abandoned Talos, which wander the wilds of Calusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. All right, Chinese. What do you got for us? Aha, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether into Talos. You need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly. Thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That's as may be, Kaishir, but Brendan tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Hear, hear. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I require your help. It is as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I'd ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beast that would get in the way of my work. I also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Good. Let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Very well. Oh, I'm already here. It teleported me. I wasn't expecting that. Keep a lookout for danger and alert Chinese when it is safe to incapacitate the Talos. You may move the spyglass as well as zoom in and out. The spyglass at Chinese to give the signal to sneak near the Talos with left click. Come on, throw the vial. I did it. I did it. Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? What do we have to just tell him when no one's looking? Versus, it's not alone. Calm yourself, boy. Everything will be fine. Please don't turn around. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Malcazar. Oh, he's gonna get himself hurt. Ah, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. Hooray! I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Stare, stare, stare. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmor's food storage showed him forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmor. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I'm wholly ignorant of the world of politics. Which is why I'd ask you to join me and grant Yulmor the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmor's leadership is at less capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably be getting back to Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. Maybe she found the letter. We have to escort them or something?
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmor.
It looks like we're invading.
What's that noise?
The grimed townsman.
Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
That's what I thought. We should have been in front.
Stay back! All of you! Is that...
Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Dead.
Oh, oh dear.
Immediate healing.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Hooray! She could break you again. Aw. I'd like to finish the first patch tonight, or today, on this one stream. That was quite a reception, one Master Tri will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Tri can make his inaugural address. There's only 2 more quests in this. Hopefully they don't take too long. No need to fret, Malgazer. I've never felt better. And not at all overawed by this prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad, I'll let the guards know not to bar the way to Valthry's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Word of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through the bitter end, eh? The doorman at Crown Loft will show you up. You know, it's mainly story when there's no combat down here. It's just mount, 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 mount. The emerald is already filling up with people of all persuasions, freeing honest citizens and honest citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we've reserved a place at the front. Right this way, sir. Begin.
Go on, dear.
Do an awful speech. That'd be great.
Thank you all for gathering here today.
I got the black lung, Pop.
But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around?
At what? Be specific.
'Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vorthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
For Yulmore. Some people are like, nope. Noped out. Aw, go cashier. Clap, 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 clap. Bump, bump, bump. Come on, load. It's only one of the smallest cities in the game. Just as long to load as anywhere else. Come on. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stir them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and our privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. We must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Ah, the light in the background. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, would you have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing and too far from the other people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I'll govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Athenbet? Aye, that's me. I like your speech, but there's folk outside these walls that don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner did I take office and my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Magazare. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they'll find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So Alphino's leaving too, is he? It seems like everyone within one's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. The paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to see we share. Whatever path you choose, I'll pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first step. And an orchestrion for that. Truly, to see Kaishir thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beck-Lud's studies have borne fruit in our absence. I keep forgetting I have that return to go back to the Crystarium. Come on. Let's go. I think this is the final quest before the end of this patch, and I want to get it completed. So I can get back to my day. Alright. Hopefully it's voice acted. Oh, welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech. I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Oversight? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Oversight was ill-suited for our purposes. But Ryanje, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Beck-Lug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Oversight doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshly simulacra and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Oversight instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. So you can't do both. Which is why we've abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. And we are no closer to a solution than we first began. That's not correct. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I cannot help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Alexir, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the Allagan imperial line, gifted to my forebears, the blood and memories of the ancient Allagans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allagans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Malgazir return to the source and inform Krau and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tatara will be relieved to hear we made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have any need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Later. Give our regards to Taro, won't you? Only 300 gil to teleport to Mordona, that's not bad. That'll be the max of 1,000. Alcazar, you're back. How did everything go on the first? Wait, don't tell me. Krau will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Blah, blah, blah. Do this.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
Explain. Explain, while we pan up, per usual.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
We don't have any insight. Nothing's happened.
Oh, you're back.
Stinian.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
He's smiling.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned,
We joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there, for no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
Echo time. I've seen him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For what good it will do. A black wolf and the azure dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Cool. Dual attack. Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Malchazar is barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance, no! Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Ooh, he's using like Asian technology for teleportation. Well, any bright ideas? Just one. He dropped all the other bullets that weren't spent either. Gah! The radiance! The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available magic armor. We cannot let them escape. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Jump and heal. Other intruders detected in the Imperial Way. There seems no turning back. We must force our way through. Black Wolf is among the intruders. Deploy matchstick armor. There they are. Stop them. I like how his abilities are named something different than the Dragoons. Let's keep moving. There's no end to them. You won't escape, Gaius Van Belzar. Sorry, she didn't say the van part. Excuse me. You'll pay for your crimes, traitor. I was wondering when the Imperial Guard would appear. Focus on the Magitech armor first. Anya, on my mark. I think not. Damn it. This way, quickly. Must be stopped. This is huge. Make ourselves easy marks moving together. I suggest we split up. Alright then, I'll take the low road, so to speak. I'll see you outside. Stay safe. Hopefully I'm going the right way. Well, someone's been busy. Is that the new ultimate weapon? Volatile prototype, Arch Ultima. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. I'm glad he's able to control it. Some Attack on Titan stuff here. Hit in the back of the neck. Ooh. It seems you've been afforded an impromptu field test. Ready all battle data. Begin test sequence number 2.0. You'll fight as a Sustaining Warmblood. Different abilities now. Initiating synthetic Orsight system. All systems. Oh, that's an AoE. That's a dot. It's read the battle data. Loading data samples. 14. And you'll feel the fury of Nidhogg. How do I get to those guys? Oh, it's way too far away, that's why. Oh, I can't get them, okay. If you bar my way, then you'll feel the fury of Nidhogg. Oh, I already said that. I'm getting wrecked, I think. It's not working. Ready another sample. Take one from Castrovalnia. Heal myself up. Increase generator output to maximum. Activate the matchstick field. Full power. It works. Aha. Arch Ultima is unstoppable. Alright, so that AoE is to kill everything that's up there. Got it. Unstoppable. We shall see about that. Nidhogg, show them your fury. Keep running, Estinian. Gremlins Other Machina. Now, where are you guys? You saw it too. Did she get to play as Gaius?
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours, but no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. Then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
We'll see about that.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al-Shanobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Aww.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
They always say that. You more than earned your rest. I think without one of my lights, my green screen's reflecting. Not much better. Alright, well that finishes that. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay and rest for a while? I'm sure Beklo can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them if you ask me. Aww. Another little thing here for the end of the patch. Meanwhile, in Garlemald. Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Ah. He's okay. Onward, before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Boring, boring, boring. You think? I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. Oh, he's back. That Hugh, your soul is... Who are you? Well, that's not Elidibus. Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in wants of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. Meanwhile, in Yulmore in the first. You could just say Yulmore, there's not more than one. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Ha, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging? If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Tatty townswoman. I don't see any tattoos. Hope? Is that you, Ardbert? It is. Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see the feeble flame rekindled. Is he back? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Ooh, interesting. Curious to see where this goes next. Got me a new title, Virtuous Deeds. And with that, that goes ahead and ends today's episode. Thanks everyone for watching.